Can everyone please take their seats? My sister Victoria's wedding coordinator spoke into the microphone. The mother of the bride would like to say a few words. My mother stood up, elegant in her champagne-colored dress, glass of wine in hand, smiling at the 200 guests gathered at the reception. Thank you all for being here to celebrate Victoria's special day. As most of you know, I have 2 daughters, Victoria, my pride and joy, and Elena. She gestured vaguely in my direction. But what some of you may not know is that Elena is adopted. She's not real family, not blood. So today, we celebrate my real daughter's marriage. The room went silent. Every head turned to look at me, sitting at the family table, in my bridesmaid dress, frozen. That was August 2017. My mother publicly announced I was adopted at my sister's wedding, told 200 people I wasn't real family, in front of everyone I knew. I walked out that night. 7 years of silence. No contact, no explanations. Last week, Victoria showed up at my apartment, desperate, crying, holding a folder of old documents. Elena, you need to see these. The original adoption papers. I found them in Mom's safe. She lied. You're not adopted, you never were. And the reason she said it, the reason she destroyed you, it's because of what Dad did. What she's been hiding for 30 years. What those papers revealed shattered everything I thought I knew about my family. And the truth about why my mother called me adopted, I never saw it coming. If you've ever been publicly humiliated by your own family, stay with me until the end. Your support means everything to me. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Has anyone ever tried to erase your place in the family? Let's talk about it. Now, back to my story. Let me take you back. August 2017. My name is Elena Morgan. I was 28 years old, living in Seattle, working as a data analyst for a tech company, making $82,000 a year, single, independent, and completely unprepared for what was about to happen. My older sister Victoria was 31. She was getting married to her longtime boyfriend Trevor, a corporate lawyer, well-off, well-connected. The wedding was elaborate, expensive, at a luxury resort outside of Portland, Oregon. My parents, David and Eleanor Morgan, lived in Portland. My father owned a successful accounting firm. My mother had been a stay-at-home mom who later became a real estate agent. I'd always felt different growing up. Victoria was blonde, blue-eyed, tall. I had dark hair, brown eyes, average height. Victoria was outgoing, popular. I was quieter, more analytical. But I never questioned that I was their daughter. There were baby photos of me, birth announcements, family albums. I looked like my father's mother, same dark hair, same eyes. I was clearly a Morgan, or so I thought. The wedding day started normally. I was a bridesmaid, helped Victoria get ready, stood beside her at the ceremony, smiled for photos. At the reception, everything seemed fine. Dinner was served. Toasts began. Victoria's maid of honor spoke. Then Trevor's best man, standard wedding speeches. Then my mother stood up. I'd like to say a few words as well. The coordinator handed her a microphone. Mom smiled at the crowd. She looked beautiful, poised, in control. Thank you all for celebrating with us today. Weddings are about family, about love, about the bonds that tie us together. She paused, took a sip of wine. I have 2 daughters. Victoria, standing here as a beautiful bride, is everything a mother could hope for. She's kind, successful, and has made me so proud. She gestured to Victoria, who smiled, blushing. And then there's Elena. Mom looked at me. Her smile didn't quite reach her eyes. My younger daughter, sitting right there. I waved awkwardly, wondered where this was going. What some of you may not know is that Elena is adopted. We brought her into our family when Victoria was 3 years old. She's not blood, not biological, but we raised her as our own. My heart stopped. The room seemed to tilt. Of course, there's a difference between real family and, well, chosen family. Today we celebrate real family, blood family. Victoria's marriage to Trevor joins 2 families by blood, and that's something truly special. She raised her glass. To Victoria and Trevor, may your bloodline continue for generations. People clinked glasses, but the room was uncomfortable. Whispers started. Eyes turned to me. I sat there, stunned, unable to move, unable to breathe. Adopted? I was adopted? My sister Victoria looked at me from the head table. Her face was pale, shocked. She mouthed, "I didn't know." My father sat beside my mother. He looked down at his plate, said nothing. The coordinator quickly moved to the next part of the program. And now, the father-daughter dance. But I couldn't stay. I stood up, grabbed my purse, walked out of the reception hall. Behind me, I heard murmurs, whispers, my mother's voice calling, "Elena, don't be dramatic." I kept walking. I went to my hotel room, changed out of my bridesmaid dress, sat on the bed in shock. Adopted. I was adopted. And my mother had just announced it to 200 people at my sister's wedding, called me not real family in front of everyone I knew. My phone started buzzing, texts from relatives, friends, Victoria. Victoria. "Elena, where are you? Are you okay? I had no idea Mom was going to say that." Aunt Carol. "Sweetheart, I'm so sorry. That was inappropriate. Are you all right?" My cousin. "What the hell just happened?" I ignored them all. Called my father. He answered on the third ring. "Dad, is it true? Am I adopted?" Silence. Then quietly, "We should talk about this in person. Am I adopted? Yes or no?" "It's complicated. It's a simple question." "Yes, you're adopted." The room spun. "When were you planning to tell me?" "We thought it was better if you didn't know. You've always been our daughter. It didn't seem important." "Not important? Dad, I'm 28 years old, and I'm finding out I'm adopted during a wedding toast. How is that not important?" "Your mother thought—" "Mom knew you were going to tell everyone at Victoria's wedding?" "No, I don't think she planned it. She'd been drinking. She gets emotional." "Emotional? She called me not real family in front of 200 people." "She didn't mean it like that. How else could she mean it?" He sighed. "Come down to the lobby. Let's talk in person. Your mother and I will explain everything." 20 minutes later, I met my parents in a hotel conference room, away from the reception, away from guests. My mother looked annoyed. "You left the wedding. That was rude." "Rude? You announced I was adopted in your wedding speech and called me not real family." "I was making a point about bloodlines, about family heritage. I didn't mean to upset you." "You didn't mean to— Mom, how did you think I would react?" "I thought you already knew. We've always treated you as our daughter. But I'm not your daughter. According to you, I'm adopted, not blood, not real family." "Don't twist my words." "Those were your exact words," my father intervened. "Elena, please, sit down. Let us explain." I sat, arms crossed. "Explain." "We adopted you when you were 6 months old," Dad said. "Your biological mother was very young. She couldn't care for you. We wanted another child. Victoria was 3. The adoption was finalized quickly." "Why didn't you tell me?" "We were going to, when you were older, but then it never seemed like the right time. You were happy, adjusted. We didn't want to confuse you." "Confuse me? I had a right to know." Mom spoke up. "We gave you a good life, a loving home. We raised you as our own. What difference does biology make?" "Clearly it makes a difference to you, since you felt the need to announce it at Victoria's wedding and clarify I'm not real family." "You're being oversensitive." "I'm being oversensitive? Mom, you humiliated me in front of everyone." I stated a fact. If you're embarrassed by being adopted, that's your issue. I stood up. "I'm not embarrassed by being adopted. I'm devastated that you hid it from me for 28 years and then announced it in the cruelest way possible." "Elena, sit down. We're not done." "Yes, we are. I'm done." I left, got in my car, drove back to Seattle, blocked their numbers, deleted social media, disappeared from their lives. The first few months were brutal. I grieved the family I thought I had, the identity I thought was mine, the mother who'd called me not real family. I tried to find my adoption records, requested them from the state, but everything was sealed. my original birth certificate, the adoption papers, all sealed by court order. My biological mother's name, unknown. My birth father, unknown. I hit a wall everywhere I turned. Victoria tried to reach out. "Elena, please talk to me. I'm so sorry about what Mom said. I didn't know you were adopted either." I didn't respond. I couldn't trust anyone in that family anymore. Year 1, I started therapy, processed the betrayal, the identity crisis, the public humiliation. Year 2, I changed jobs, got promoted, senior data analyst at a bigger company, $98,000 salary. I threw myself into work. Year 3, I took a DNA test through one of those ancestry websites, hoping to find biological relatives, maybe get answers about where I came from. The results came back. No close matches, some distant cousins, nothing helpful. But one thing was strange. The genetic markers showed I had Irish and Italian heritage. My father's side was Irish. My mother's side was Italian. If I was adopted, why did my DNA match my parents' ethnic background so perfectly? Coincidence or something else? Year 4, I moved to San Francisco. New job, director of analytics, $135,000. I built a new life, new friends, a boyfriend named Lucas, people who didn't know my history. Year 5, Lucas and I got engaged. We were planning a small wedding. His family, my friends, no one from Portland. Year 6, Lucas and I got married. City Hall, intimate, perfect. My new family was his family. His parents welcomed me with open arms. Never asked about my biological family, accepted me as I was. Year 7, I was promoted to VP of Analytics. $175,000 plus equity. I'd built a successful career, a happy marriage, a life completely separate from the family that had rejected me. I thought about them sometimes, wondered if my mother regretted what she'd said, wondered if Victoria was happy, wondered if they ever missed me. But I never reached out. They'd made it clear I wasn't real family, so I found my real family elsewhere. Then, 2 weeks ago, my apartment buzzer rang at 10 p.m. The doorman's voice came through. "Ms. Morgan, there's a Victoria Bennett here to see you. Says she's your sister. Should I send her up?" My heart raced. Victoria, after 7 years. "No, tell her I'm not available." "She says it's urgent, about your mother, something about adoption papers." I hesitated. "Fine, send her up." Victoria looked terrible when I opened the door, older than her 38 years, stressed, exhausted. "Elena, thank you for seeing me." I didn't invite her in, just stood in the doorway. "You have 5 minutes. I found something in Mom's safe, documents, about you, about your adoption. Elena, you need to see this." "Why? What difference does it make now?" "Because everything Mom said was a lie. You're not adopted. You never were." The world stopped. "What? Can I please come in? I need to show you." I stepped aside. She came in, looked around my apartment. "Nice place. You have 4 minutes left." She sat on my couch, opened a folder, pulled out old yellowed papers. Mom had a safe in her closet. She died 3 weeks ago, heart attack. When we were going through her things, I found these hidden in the back. Mom died? I felt nothing. No grief, no sadness, just emptiness. "Yes. I tried to call you, email you, but you'd blocked everything." "What are those papers?" "Look." She handed me the first document. It was a birth certificate. State of Oregon. Date, January 15th, 1989. Baby's name, Elena Marie Morgan. Mother, Eleanor Catherine Morgan. Father, David Joseph Morgan. I stared at it. This says I'm not adopted. This says Eleanor and David are my biological parents. Keep reading. The next document was a hospital record. From the same date, delivery record for Eleanor Morgan. Baby girl, 7 pounds, 3 ounces. Born at 3:42 a.m. I don't understand. If I'm not adopted, why did Mom say I was? There's more. Victoria handed me another paper. It was a paternity test, dated March 1989, 2 months after I was born. Sample A, David Joseph Morgan. Sample B, Elena Marie Morgan. Result, 0% probability of paternity. David Joseph Morgan is not the biological father of Elena Marie Morgan. My hands started shaking. Dad isn't my biological father? No, but Mom is your biological mother. You weren't adopted. You were born to Eleanor Morgan, but Dad isn't your father. Victoria pulled out more papers, letters, old diary entries. I found Mom's diary from 1988, from when she was pregnant with you. It explains everything. She handed me a photocopy of diary pages, my mother's handwriting, young, loopy, different from the controlled script I remembered. September 1988. David's been working constantly, gone every weekend. I'm so lonely. I met someone at the real estate office. His name is James. He's married too. But he sees me, really sees me. We've been talking, having coffee. It feels wrong, but also right. October 1988. James and I slept together. It was one time, one mistake. But I feel so guilty. I love David, I do. But James made me feel alive again. November 1988. I'm pregnant. I don't know if it's David's or James's. We've barely been intimate lately because of his schedule. But we did, once, around the same time. Maybe it's David's. I'm praying it's David's. January 1989. The baby is here. A girl. Elena. She's beautiful. But she doesn't look like Victoria did. Darker hair, different features. I'm terrified. March 1989. David insisted on a paternity test. He suspected something was wrong. The results came back. He's not Elena's father. He knows I cheated. He's devastated. Furious. We're on the verge of divorce. April 1989. We made an agreement. David will stay. Raise Elena as his own. But only if we tell everyone she's adopted. He can't bear people knowing I had another man's child. Can't bear the shame. So we'll say we adopted her. Create fake paperwork if needed. Seal the real birth certificate. No one can know the truth. I looked up at Victoria, tears streaming down my face. Mom had an affair. I'm the result. And Dad agreed to raise me only if they could pretend I was adopted? Yes, and they did. They created a whole story. Told family you were adopted from a young mother who couldn't care for you, sealed your real birth certificate, made sure you'd never know. But why did Mom announce it at your wedding? Why humiliate me like that? Victoria pulled out more diary pages, recent ones, from 2017, July 2017. Victoria's wedding is coming up. I see Elena, and I'm reminded of my betrayal, of James, of the secret I've carried for 28 years. David's never forgiven me, never fully accepted Elena as his daughter. He does his duty, but there's no real love there. And Elena looks more like James every year. Dark hair, brown eyes. It's like having a constant reminder of my infidelity. August 2017. I've been drinking too much lately. The wedding stress, the guilt. I want to tell the truth, tell everyone what really happened, tell Elena she's not adopted, she's my biological daughter from an affair. But David would leave me. Victoria would be devastated. So I'll keep lying, keep pretending. Wedding day. I had too much wine. I stood up to give a speech and the words just came out. I called Elena adopted, called her not real family. It felt good to say it, to finally acknowledge that she's different, that she's not David's. Of course, no one knows the real story. They think she's adopted from strangers. They don't know she's proof of my betrayal. I set the papers down. My hands were shaking. She called me adopted as revenge, because I reminded her of her affair, because Dad resented me. Yes, and she could never tell you the truth because it would expose what she'd done. So she let you believe you were adopted, let you search for birth parents who don't exist, let you suffer an identity crisis, all to protect her secret. Who is James, my biological father? I found his name in the diary, James Callahan. He was a real estate agent Mom worked with in the late 80s. I looked him up. He died in 2005, car accident. So I'll never meet him. No. But I found his obituary. He had 2 other children, your half-siblings. They live in California. I have their contact information if you want it. I sat there, processing. My entire life had been a lie. I wasn't adopted. I was the product of an affair. My mother had been my biological mother all along. But she'd chosen to erase that connection, chosen to call me adopted, chosen to make me feel like I didn't belong, all to hide her own shame. "Does Dad know you found this?" I asked. "Yes." I confronted him after Mom died. He admitted everything, said he's sorry, that he handled it badly, that he should have been a better father to you. But he wasn't. He treated me like a burden, like proof of Mom's betrayal. I know, and I'm sorry. I never knew any of this. If I had, you what? Would have stood up for me? Defended me when Mom announced I was adopted at your wedding? I was in shock. I didn't know what to say. You said nothing. You let Mom humiliate me. Let me walk out believing I was adopted. Let me spend 7 years searching for biological parents who were right in front of me the whole time. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Elena. Why are you here? Why tell me this now? Victoria's face crumpled. Because I'm sick. Breast cancer, stage 3. I'm starting treatment next week, and I realized I might not have much time. I couldn't die knowing you didn't know the truth, knowing you thought you were abandoned by some teenage mother, when really you were rejected by our own mother because you reminded her of her mistakes. I felt tears coming. I'm sorry you're sick. I really am. But this doesn't fix 7 years. I know. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm just giving you the truth. You deserve to know who you really are, where you really come from. What do you want from me? Nothing. Just, I wanted you to know, before I start treatment, before anything happens to me, you deserve to know you're a Morgan. You're my sister, my real sister, blood sister, and I'm sorry I didn't fight for you when you needed me. Victoria left that night, gave me copies of all the documents, contact information for James Callahan's other children, my half-siblings. I sat with the truth for days, showed Lucas everything. He held me while I cried. You're still you, he said. This doesn't change who you are, just explains where you came from. I contacted my half-siblings, Sarah and Michael Callahan. They were shocked but welcoming. Sarah said, Dad never mentioned an affair, but we'd love to know you, if you're comfortable with that. We've been video chatting, getting to know each other. They look like me, same dark hair, same eyes. It's surreal, healing, to finally see where I come from. My father called last week. Elena, I'm sorry. I handled everything wrong. I let my pride and hurt affect how I treated you. You deserved better. You're right, I did. Can we talk, in person? Maybe, someday, but not now. I need time. I understand. Victoria starts chemotherapy next month. I've decided to visit her. Not because I've forgiven her, but because she gave me the truth. And because life is short. Cancer puts things in perspective. I don't know if we'll ever have a real relationship, but we're trying. As for my mother, I'm glad she's gone. That sounds harsh. But she spent my entire life lying to me, rejecting me, making me feel like I didn't belong, all to hide her own secrets. I grieved the mother I thought I had years ago. I won't grieve the mother she actually was. I'm Elena Morgan. I'm 35 years old. 7 years ago, my mother announced I was adopted at my sister's wedding. Called me not real family in front of 200 guests. I spent 7 years believing I was adopted, searching for birth parents, living with an identity I didn't understand. Then my sister brought me the original papers, the birth certificate, the paternity test, the diary entries. I wasn't adopted. I was the product of my mother's affair. And she chose to lie about it, to call me adopted, to reject me, all to hide her own shame. The truth didn't set me free, but it gave me answers. It explained why I never felt like I fit, why my mother couldn't love me the way she loved Victoria, why my father kept his distance. I wasn't the problem. Her secret was, if your family makes you feel like you don't belong, remember this. Sometimes it's not about you, it's about their secrets, their shame, their inability to face the truth. You deserve to know who you are, where you come from, the real story, not the lies they tell to make themselves comfortable. Find your truth, even if it takes years, even if it hurts. You deserve to know. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to me. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. Each comment inspires me to keep creating stories for you. See you next time.